If you can't live alone, don't go to nursing homes. Do this instead. Dr. Daniel Hayes. Good morning, and let me share a perspective that holds the potential to profoundly reframe your entire understanding of the journey through the later chapters of life. For far too long, the prevailing narrative has presented nursing homes as an inevitable or even the sole option for elder care. However, for millions of seniors, this institutionalized approach is not only far from ideal, but can, in fact, represent the absolute worst path. Having dedicated over 2 decades to working intimately with aging patients, I have witnessed countless individuals, vibrant, intelligent, and perfectly capable, gradually fade into the sterile confines of institutional care long before it was truly medically necessary. Today, I am committed to illuminating the often overlooked alternatives, some of which are so remarkably effective, so surprisingly affordable, and so inherently life-affirming that I am genuinely convinced the established senior care industry would prefer you remain unaware of their existence. Before we delve into the specifics, I want to impress upon you a piece of information that stopped me cold in my tracks when I first encountered it. A landmark study, meticulously published by the National Institute on Aging, meticulously tracked over 4,800 seniors across a span of 12 years. The findings were nothing short of revelatory. Seniors who consistently remained within community-based or home-centered care settings exhibited a staggering 43% lower rate of cognitive decline when compared to their counterparts who were placed in institutional care, 43%. This isn't a minor statistical blip, it represents nearly half. The researchers specifically highlighted that social autonomy, that fundamental, simple human feeling of being genuinely in control of one's own life and daily decisions, emerged as the single strongest protective factor against both mental and physical deterioration in adults age 70 and above. This underscores a crucial truth. Where and how we live impacts not just our comfort, but the very integrity of our minds and bodies. Now, for what I truly urge you to stay for, the number one alternative on my list today, a model that remains largely unknown to the general public, has empowered seniors across diverse demographics, those in rural communities, individuals grappling with mobility challenges, and even those navigating the early stages of dementia, to sustain their independence for an average of 7 additional years beyond what traditional care models would have ever predicted. 7 years of cherished independence, often at a mere fraction of the exorbitant cost associated with a nursing home. So please remain with me until the very end, for this singular insight possesses the genuine power to transform your life or the life of someone you hold dear. But before we fully immerse ourselves in this comprehensive list, I'm eager to hear from you. Please take a moment to drop a comment below, sharing your age and whether you or a loved one is currently navigating this very question. What truly comes next when the prospect of living fully alone begins to feel overwhelmingly daunting? I personally read every single comment on this channel, without exception. Your stories are invaluable to me, and they profoundly shape the content I strive to create for you. Now let's embark on our countdown, moving from powerful insights to truly life-changing revelations. Let's begin. Coming in at number 5, and please do not allow the seeming simplicity of this solution to deceive you, for the scientific research underpinning its efficacy is nothing short of extraordinary. We are discussing adult day health programs, which, in the current landscape of senior wellness, stand as one of the most dramatically underutilized tools available. When most people hear the term adult day program, their minds often conjure an outdated and disheartening image: a sterile, uninviting room, perhaps a few uncomfortable folding chairs, and the droning sound of a television playing far too loudly in the background. This mental picture is not only profoundly outdated, but is actively costing countless seniors their precious health and independence. Modern adult day health programs, particularly those meticulously operating under the innovative PACE model, which stands for Program of All-Inclusive Care for the Elderly, are sophisticated medical and socially rich environments. Seniors attend these vibrant centers during the day, receiving comprehensive care and engagement, and then crucially return to the familiar comfort of their own homes every single evening. This model allows individuals to sleep in their own beds, maintain cherished routines, keep beloved pets, and preserve a profound sense of self and continuity. Yet, during the day, they receive expertly delivered nursing care, vital physical therapy, occupational therapy aimed at maintaining function, nourishing hot meals, stimulating social programming, and meticulous physician oversight, all seamlessly integrated under one roof. The synergistic benefit of these combined services is immense. A groundbreaking study conducted by distinguished researchers at Johns Hopkins University rigorously tracked 2,200 PACE participants over a 5-year period. The results were compelling. Participants were an astonishing 74% less likely to be admitted to a nursing home compared to similarly situated seniors who were not enrolled in such programs. Furthermore, their hospitalization rates plummeted by nearly a third within the initial 18 months of enrollment. This dramatic improvement begs the question, why does this model prove so exceptionally effective for aging bodies specifically? After the age of 65, a phenomenon researchers term the deconditioning spiral begins to accelerate with alarming speed. Imagine a finely tuned automobile that operates optimally only when it's driven consistently. The very moment you cease regular movement, stop actively engaging your mind, and discontinue challenging yourself physically and mentally, every intricate system within the body begins to deteriorate at an accelerated pace. The musculoskeletal system rapidly loses vital mass and strength, leading to frailty. The cardiovascular system loses its efficiency and resilience. The brain, deprived of essential social and intellectual stimulation, begins to ruthlessly prune neural connections it mistakenly perceives as no longer necessary, contributing to cognitive decline. Adult day programs are meticulously designed to interrupt this insidious spiral every single day by providing consistent stimulation and support. This option is particularly potent and transformative for individuals living with a dedicated family caregiver. Caregiver burnout is not merely an emotional challenge, it is a genuine, documented medical crisis. Studies unequivocally demonstrate that full-time family caregivers endure a staggering 63% higher mortality rate than non-caregivers of the same age. A thoughtfully structured day program offers caregivers invaluable breathing room and essential respite while simultaneously providing the senior with structured, professional, and comprehensive care. This is not a compromise. It is unequivocally an upgrade for every individual involved in the care ecosystem. To locate PACE programs within your geographical area, the official Medicare.gov website hosts a user-friendly PACE Finder tool that operates efficiently via zip code. Critically, most PACE programs are designed to accept Medicare and Medicaid, and many also offer sliding scale fees to ensure accessibility. For absolute transparency and scientific rigor, all the scientific references and studies I am referencing today are meticulously linked in the description below. I recall a patient whom I'll refer to as Margaret, a resilient 78-year-old from Knoxville, Tennessee. Her devoted daughter had served as her full-time caregiver for 2 exhausting years, and both of them were utterly depleted. Margaret's blood pressure was dangerously poorly controlled. She had suffered 2 falls in a mere 6 months, and she was beginning to exhibit concerning early signs of vascular dementia. Within a remarkable 8 months of her enrollment in a local PACE program, her blood pressure stabilized beautifully. She had not experienced a single fall, and her daughter shared a sentiment with me that I will carry forever. "Dr. Hayes, my mother laughs again." This powerful anecdote encapsulates the profound, holistic impact of these programs on both the senior and their entire family. Number 4 on our list is an alternative that has been entirely revolutionized by breathtaking advancements in technology over the past decade, rendering it now accessible to virtually every senior in America, irrespective of their geographic location. We are talking about the powerful combination of home health care integrated with cutting-edge remote patient monitoring, which, together, researchers are now aptly dubbing the hospital without walls. Here's how this transformative model operates in practical terms. A highly skilled nurse or a certified home health aide conducts regular visits to the senior's home, with frequency ranging from daily to several times a week, meticulously tailored to the individual's specific medical and functional needs. During these visits, they provide essential assistance with medication management, meticulous wound care, guided physical therapy exercises, bathing assistance if required, and thorough health assessments. Crucially, in between these personal visits, an array of small, discrete wireless devices continuously gather and transmit vital health data. This might include a blood pressure cuff that automatically sends readings to a secure clinical portal, a pulse oximeter monitoring oxygen saturation, an advanced fall detection sensor providing crucial peace of mind, and sometimes even a smart scale that precisely tracks fluid retention in patients managing congestive heart failure. This critical data is transmitted in real time to a dedicated clinical team that diligently monitors it remotely. If, for instance, a senior's oxygen saturation begins to drop below a safe threshold, a member of the clinical team will initiate contact, often before the individual even perceives a problem, enabling proactive intervention. Research published in the esteemed Journal of the American Geriatric Society unveiled compelling evidence. Seniors receiving home health care seamlessly combined with remote monitoring experienced a significant 38% reduction in emergency room visits and a remarkable 29% reduction in hospital readmissions when compared to seniors receiving standard community care without this integrated approach. Furthermore, a separate, rigorous analysis from the world-renowned Cleveland Clinic demonstrated that among patients suffering from congestive heart failure, one of the most prevalent reasons seniors unfortunately end up in nursing homes, remote monitoring slashed 30-day readmissions by an astonishing 52%. The question naturally arises, why is the simple act of staying home so medically powerful and protective? There exists a critical phenomenon in geriatric medicine known as transfer trauma, and its dangers are far more profound than most people realize. When an older adult, particularly one over the age of 75, is abruptly moved from a familiar, comforting environment into an unfamiliar, disorienting institutional setting, the body responds with a measurable and profoundly detrimental stress response. Their delicate sleep architecture collapses, appetite precipitously drops, and crucial immune function becomes suppressed, leaving them vulnerable. The brain, which relies heavily on environmental familiarity to effectively compensate for early cognitive changes, becomes severely disoriented, exacerbating existing challenges. Numerous studies have conclusively shown that up to 30% of seniors exhibit measurable cognitive decline within just 60 days of being placed in an institutional setting, even when the relocation itself was deemed medically appropriate. Home health care completely eliminates the devastating impact of transfer trauma. The senior remains in their cherished space, surrounded by their treasured belongings, sleeping in their own bed, consuming food they recognize and enjoy. And now, thanks to technological advancements, the clinical oversight provided is so sophisticated that many complex conditions previously mandating institutional care can be managed just as effectively, if not more so, within the comfort and familiarity of one's own home. The practical starting point for accessing these invaluable services is typically a physician's referral. Medicare Part A will cover home health care when a doctor officially certifies it as medically necessary. The criteria for eligibility are often broader and more inclusive than most people realize. If you have recently experienced a hospitalization, are managing a chronic condition that necessitates skilled nursing oversight, or are grappling with functional limitations that impact your daily activities, you very likely qualify for these services. Therefore, do not hesitate to ask your doctor directly, "Am I eligible for home health services under Medicare?" I often reflect on Robert, an 81-year-old from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Robert was contending with advanced COPD, and his pulmonologist had somberly advised his family to begin exploring long-term care facilities. Instead, Robert, with his family's support, enrolled in a home health program that included remote oxygen monitoring. Within a mere 4 months, his rate of exacerbations had dropped by half. He was sleeping more soundly, and crucially, he was still able to enthusiastically watch LSU football from the familiar comfort of his own recliner. He passed away 2 years later, but he passed peacefully at home, in his own beloved space, precisely as he had wished. This speaks volumes about the power of dignity and choice in one's final years. Now, before we delve into the top 3, which is genuinely where the insights become truly remarkable and potentially paradigm shifting, if this video is providing you with information you haven't encountered before, I earnestly ask you to subscribe to this channel and hit that like button. I am committed to releasing new, high-quality content every single week, specifically designed for individuals navigating the genuine, often complex challenges of aging. This isn't generic platitudes or empty fluff. It's science-backed, honest, and practical information that your busy doctors sometimes simply don't have the time to convey. Subscribe now, because what's coming next in this video represents the kind of information I consistently hear seniors lament they wish they had known years, even decades earlier. Number 3 on our countdown introduces a model that has been quietly yet profoundly revolutionizing senior care across Scandinavia, the Netherlands, and Japan for more than 2 decades, and it is finally gaining substantial momentum and recognition here in the United States. I am referring to intentional senior co-housing communities. And the research supporting their benefits is, quite frankly, staggering. Co-housing is fundamentally distinct from assisted living facilities. It is not a nursing home, nor is it even a retirement community in the traditional, often isolating sense. Co-housing represents a thoughtfully designed living model where a small, self-selected group of seniors, typically ranging from 8 to 30 households, collaboratively design and share a vibrant living environment. In this model, private homes or apartments are intelligently clustered around shared common spaces. Every resident maintains their own completely private residence, their own front door, and their cherished independence. However, they also share a magnificent common house, which typically includes a communal kitchen, comfortable living areas, lush gardens, and often dedicated workshops or craft spaces. Neighbors actively choose to share meals together several times a week if they desire. They check in on each other, fostering a deep sense of mutual care and responsibility. They readily share invaluable skills and resources. One person might be the designated driver for appointments, another manages the thriving community garden, and perhaps a retired nurse compassionately assists neighbors in understanding their complex medications. The profound impact of this intentional community model was meticulously documented in a 15-year longitudinal study conducted by the esteemed Danish Institute for Local and Regional Government Research. This comprehensive study followed 1,400 seniors residing in co-housing communities and made astonishing discoveries. Residents demonstrated a remarkable 35% lower rate of depression, a significant 28% lower rate of hospitalizations, and perhaps most compellingly, lived an average of 2.4 years longer than their age-matched peers living in conventional housing arrangements. 2.5 additional years of life, simply by choosing your neighbors and living in a supportive community. The underlying mechanism explaining these profound benefits is deeply rooted in understanding the devastating impact of loneliness on the aging body, right down to a cellular level. Researchers at Brigham Young University conducted a meta-analysis of data from 148 distinct studies encompassing over 300,000 participants. Their unequivocal conclusion was that social isolation dramatically increases mortality risk by a staggering 29%, a risk factor comparable to the detrimental effects of smoking 15 cigarettes every single day. After the age of 70, when life events like the passing of spouses, the increasing difficulty of driving, and the geographic dispersal of adult children become common, social isolation unfortunately becomes the default reality for millions of seniors. Co-housing offers a brilliant structural solution to this pervasive structural problem. Consider your immune system after the age of 70 as analogous to a bustling fire station operating with an increasingly shrinking crew. Social connection, genuine, daily, spontaneous human contact, is one of the only forces we know that consistently keeps that vital crew fully staffed, alert, and ready to respond. When an individual is isolated, that crucial crew dwindles, and inflammatory markers within the body begin to dangerously rise. Elevated levels of C-reactive protein, interleukin-6, and tumor necrosis factor, when chronically present, relentlessly accelerate cardiovascular disease, contribute significantly to cognitive decline, and promote cancer progression. Co-housing naturally suppresses these harmful, inflammatory signals simply by fostering close, consistent human proximity and interaction. In the United States, invaluable resources such as the Elder Co-housing Network and the Co-housing Association of America diligently maintain comprehensive directories of both existing and actively forming communities across the nation. These communities are wonderfully diverse. Some are faith-based, some are explicitly LGBTQ affirming, and others are specifically designed for seniors who share passionate hobbies like music or organic farming. The financial models for these communities vary widely. Some operate on a rental basis, while others involve purchasing a private unit. However, virtually all of them cost significantly less than traditional assisted living facilities, while simultaneously delivering demonstrably better health outcomes and a superior quality of life. I want you to envision Eleanor, a spry 74-year-old from Burlington, Vermont. Eleanor had been widowed for 3 years and was slowly, painfully withdrawing from life itself, skipping meals, battling insomnia, and canceling vital doctor appointments. Her devoted daughter, residing 4 states away, was understandably terrified for her mother's well-being. Eleanor made the courageous decision to move into a senior co-housing community 18 months ago. Today, she is a vibrant coordinator of a weekly dinner gathering for 14 of her cherished neighbors, has effortlessly lost 11 pounds without even trying, and proudly informed me that her blood pressure medication has been significantly reduced because her numbers are consistently better than they've been in over a decade. She uttered a sentiment that resonates deeply with me. I didn't know I was drowning until someone threw me a rope. This powerfully illustrates the transformative, life-saving impact of true community. We have now arrived at number 2, and this particular alternative often surprises people the most, not because it is exotic or prohibitively expensive, but because it ingeniously transforms something most families historically perceive as a burden into one of the most potent health interventions in modern geriatric medicine. I am referring to structured multi-generational living, intentional, meticulously well-designed, and professionally supported living arrangements where seniors reside with or in very close proximity to family members from different generations. Now, I fully anticipate what many of you might be thinking. You might immediately conjure images of cramped bedrooms, simmering family tensions, and an unwelcome loss of personal privacy. And these concerns are absolutely legitimate. Indeed, poorly planned or haphazard multi-generational living can, without question, generate immense stress and strain for every individual involved. However, that crucial phrase, poorly planned is the key differentiator. When multi-generational living is approached with intentional structure, incorporating clear boundaries, appropriate physical modifications to the home environment, readily available caregiver respite resources, and professional support services seamlessly integrated into the arrangement, the health outcomes for seniors are among the most outstandingly documented in the entirety of gerontology research. A landmark study published in the prestigious journal The Gerontologist meticulously tracked 3,100 seniors participating in structured, multi-generational living arrangements over an extensive period of 8 years. Compared to seniors living alone, these individuals demonstrated a remarkable 41% reduction in depressive symptoms, a significant 33% reduction in falls requiring medical attention, and an impressive 47% lower rate of nursing home placement. The reduction in falls alone is utterly staggering. Falls, tragically, are the leading cause of injury death in adults over 65 in the United States, claiming the lives of more than 36,000 seniors annually. The scientific explanation for why this model is so effective is deeply rooted in what geriatricians refer to as passive monitoring. This concept describes the natural, low-effort, yet incredibly effective supervisory approach that organically emerges from simply sharing living space with people who genuinely care about you. An adult child might subtly notice that their parent isn't eating quite as well as usual, catching this crucial change long before a doctor's appointment would. A grandchild might observe that grandpa seems unusually confused today in a way that is distinctly different from yesterday. These seemingly minor micro-observations are incredibly powerful because they allow health changes to be detected and addressed early, precisely when intervention is most effective and least invasive. After the age of 75, the critical window between something seems slightly off and this is a full-blown medical emergency can be incredibly narrow. Passive monitoring effectively closes that dangerous gap, providing a continuous safety net. The practical considerations for implementing structured multi-generational living are real and demand honest assessment and proactive planning. Physical modifications to the home are often necessary and highly beneficial. The installation of sturdy grab bars, the creation of walk-in showers for easier access, ensuring main floor bedroom and bathroom accessibility, the thoughtful installation of ramps or lifts, and significantly improved lighting throughout the home. Invaluable resources such as the AARP Home Fit Guide and the National Aging in Place Council can connect families with certified aging-in-place specialists, experienced contractors, and skilled occupational therapists who are adept at evaluating your specific home environment and designing tailored modifications accordingly. Many states also offer specialized grant programs and low-interest loans specifically earmarked for senior home modification, making these necessary upgrades more financially accessible. Your local area agency on aging, which can be easily located via eldercare.acl.gov, is an excellent resource that can guide you through the specific programs and financial assistance available in your particular state. Furthermore, for families where the living arrangement, despite its benefits, might still create moments of caregiver stress, respite care, short-term, temporary relief care professionally provided to allow family caregivers essential rest and rejuvenation is frequently covered under many Medicare Advantage plans and the majority of state Medicaid waiver programs. The overarching goal of structured multi-generational living is never to place the entire burden of care on a single family member alone. Instead, the intelligent and compassionate distribution of support is paramount to its success and sustainability. I recall Thomas, a 77-year-old from Scottsdale, Arizona, a retired civil engineer living with early Parkinson's disease. While his tremors were generally manageable, his balance was steadily deteriorating, and he lived alone in a house with a challenging staircase. His son Michael proposed a thoughtful solution, moving Thomas into a beautifully designed casita, a small, separate living unit that he built on his property. They meticulously worked with an occupational therapist who recommended and implemented specific tailored modifications within the casita. They also enrolled Thomas in a 3-day-per-week adult day program, which provided Michael with peace of mind to continue his work without constant worry. Additionally, they installed a sophisticated remote monitoring system to provide Thomas with timely medication reminders and crucial fall detection capabilities. 18 months later, Thomas's neurologist delivered encouraging news. His functional decline was progressing at a significantly slower rate than she had initially expected for his stage of Parkinson's. He continues to joyfully attend his grandson's baseball games, remains an active and cherished presence in his family's life. And, critically, he goes to sleep each night in a place where he knows someone who loves him dearly is merely 30 feet away, providing both comfort and security. And now we arrive at number 1, the single most powerful, most profoundly transformative, and most dramatically underutilized alternative to traditional nursing home placement. This is the one model that I genuinely believe possesses the potential to fundamentally reshape how an entire generation of Americans experiences the aging process. It is called the PACE Plus Village Network model, and it is absolutely vital that you grasp its essence, as most people, regrettably, have never heard of it. Allow me to elaborate on what this truly entails. Across communities throughout America, beginning with the trailblazing Beacon Hill Village in Boston, and now flourishing with over 350 active village networks spanning the entire country, seniors are proactively organizing themselves into what researchers are increasingly recognizing as self-directed aging ecosystems. Here is the elegant and empowering simplicity of how it functions. A senior remains securely in their own home, a place of comfort, familiarity, and cherished memories. They then join a membership-based village network within their immediate community. This network, strategically staffed by a synergistic combination of dedicated paid coordinators and highly trained volunteers, provides an incredibly comprehensive web of support that is meticulously customized to address the individual's precise needs. Do you require a reliable ride to your critical cardiology appointment? The Village Network proudly boasts a cadre of compassionate volunteer drivers ready to assist. Are you struggling to navigate a perplexing Medicare explanation of benefits form, finding its labyrinthine complexities overwhelming? The Village Network has a knowledgeable volunteer who spent 3 decades immersed in the insurance industry, eager to offer clarity and guidance. Do you need a trustworthy handyman to expertly install essential grab bars in your bathroom for enhanced safety? The network has carefully vetted contractors available at specially negotiated, often discounted rates. Do you simply need someone to sit with you, to listen, to share a moment of quiet companionship because your beloved spouse recently passed away and you haven't spoken to another human being in 4 agonizing days? The Village Network provides that vital human connection too. And when medical needs inevitably exceed what a volunteer can provide, the most exemplary village networks are now seamlessly integrated with established PACE programs, reputable home health agencies, and innovative telehealth services, creating a truly seamless continuum of care. This holistic approach meets seniors exactly where they are, in the sanctity of their own homes, at every evolving stage of their aging journey. A comprehensive 6-year study published by the University of California, San Francisco's esteemed Institute for Health and Aging, rigorously evaluated outcomes among 1,600 village network members spanning across 11 different states. Compared to non-member seniors of similar age and health status, village members exhibited an astounding 51% reduction in nursing home placement. Furthermore, they experienced a significant 44% reduction in emergency department visits and consistently reported substantially higher scores on validated measures of purpose, belonging, and overall life satisfaction. Consider that a 51% reduction in nursing home placement, achieved through a membership that costs many villages between $500 and $2,200 per year, an amount that is often less than the cost of 4 days in a skilled nursing facility. facility. Why is this truly the most powerful model available? Because it directly and comprehensively addresses what I have identified as the 4 pillars of aging-in-place failure, the 4 primary reasons seniors regrettably end up in institutional care long before it is medically necessary. These 4 critical pillars are transportation loss, debilitating social isolation, the gradual deterioration of home safety, and the overwhelming difficulty of navigating our complex health system. Village networks are uniquely designed to address all 4 of these formidable challenges simultaneously, proactively, and, most crucially, on the senior's own terms. They operate on a fundamentally different philosophy, treating seniors not merely as patients to be managed or problems to be solved, but as valued community members endowed with invaluable wisdom, essential skills, and inherent agency to contribute. After the age of 80, what distinguished researchers at Harvard Medical School have described as functional reserve, the body's crucial buffer capacity against illness and stress, decreases sharply. Think of this functional reserve as a personal savings account. Every significant stressor, a debilitating hospitalization, the profound loss of a loved one, a painful fall, a disorienting move, makes a substantial withdrawal from that account. Village networks, in their subtle yet profound way, make consistent daily deposits into that vital account. These are often small deposits, a friendly, reassuring face, a reliable and timely ride to an appointment, a minor household, problem solved efficiently before it escalates into a full-blown crisis. But when compounded diligently over months and years, these seemingly small deposits make the critical difference between a savings account that is prematurely depleted by age 83 and one that still retains healthy reserves at 91, allowing for sustained independence and quality of life. The Village to Village Network, whose invaluable website is vtvnetwork.org, diligently maintains a comprehensive and up-to-date directory of all active village networks across the United States. You can easily search for a network in your area by zip code, and if by chance there isn't one currently established in your community, their extensive resources also include a comprehensive, step-by-step guide for starting one yourself. It's incredibly inspiring to note that some of the most successful village networks originated from the initiative of a single retired person, armed with little more than a phone and a folding table set up at a local library. This is genuinely something that communities can build for themselves, empowering their own aging population. I want to share the inspiring story of Dorothy. Dorothy is 84 years old and hails from Eugene, Oregon. She manages moderate osteoarthritis, diligently controls her type 2 diabetes, and experiences mild hearing loss. 3 years ago, her family was engaged in serious, heart-wrenching conversations about memory care placement for Dorothy. This wasn't because Dorothy's cognition was severely impaired, but rather because she had completely stopped driving, had consequently stopped leaving her house, had ceased eating properly, and had suffered 2 falls in a distressing 2-month period. Her dedicated daughter, through a diligent social worker, discovered their vibrant local village network. Dorothy decided to join. Within a remarkable 6 months, Dorothy had the consistent support of a volunteer grocery shopper, a cheerful weekly walking buddy, a stimulating monthly book club facilitated through the village, and an expert volunteer tax preparer who, in a stroke of good fortune, caught a crucial error that saved her $800. Her nutrition dramatically improved, her physical activity levels significantly increased, and her A1C, the vital marker for blood sugar control in diabetes, dropped impressively from 8.1 to a healthy 6.9. Her last fall occurred a full 2.5 years ago. Most profoundly, just last month, Dorothy began volunteering herself for the village network, driving other members to their appointments 2 mornings a week. She shared a profound realization with me. I spent so long thinking I was the one who needed help. Now I'm the help. That, my friends, is the true face of independence at 84. That is precisely what we are fighting for. Here is what I need you to absorb as clearly and unequivocally as I can possibly articulate it. The decision about where and how you will choose to spend the later, often most reflective, years of your life is one of the most profoundly consequential choices a human being will ever make. It bears immense weight on your physical health, your emotional joy, your very sense of self-worth, and indeed the actual length of your life itself. For far too long, that pivotal decision has been fallaciously presented as a restrictive binary. Either you manage entirely on your own, battling challenges in isolation, or you surrender to a facility, often losing a significant degree of autonomy. That binary is demonstrably false. It has always been false, a limiting perception rather than a reality. And the 5 powerful alternatives I've painstakingly shared with you today: adult day health programs, home health care seamlessly integrated with remote monitoring, innovative senior co-housing communities, thoughtfully structured multi-generational living, and the incredibly empowering village networks, not only prove that this binary is false, but do so with decades of rigorous data and thousands of deeply compelling human stories that stand as testament to their efficacy. It is never, ever too late to choose a different, more empowering path. It is never too late to actively seek out and find genuine community. It is never too late to meticulously design a life that is authentically yours. A life that is supported, fundamentally safe, deeply connected, and, most importantly, lived entirely on your own terms. The scientific research is unequivocally clear. When seniors are empowered to maintain their autonomy, foster deep community connections, and cultivate a sense of profound purpose, their bodies and minds respond with remarkable resilience. Inflammation markers plummet, cognitive function stabilizes and is often preserved, hearts beat stronger and more efficiently, people laugh more freely and genuinely, and ultimately, people live longer, more fulfilling lives. This is not the result of some miraculous pharmaceutical drug. It is the direct outcome of dignity, respect, and self-determination. Your independence is an invaluable treasure worth fiercely fighting for. Your quality of life is a fundamental right worth passionately advocating for. And I promise you, with every fiber of my being, that the practical tools and empowering resources to protect both of them are more readily available, more genuinely affordable, and exponentially more powerful than most people have ever led you to believe. If you found today's video helpful, insightful, or inspiring, I earnestly implore you to subscribe to this channel. I am committed to creating content like this every single week because I profoundly believe that you deserve accurate, actionable information delivered with the utmost respect that you have undeniably earned through your life's journey. Please hit the like button so that this critical video can reach other seniors and families who desperately need to hear this message. All the scientific references and studies cited today are meticulously linked in the description below for your further exploration. And now I am truly eager to hear directly from you. Please leave a comment and share which of these 5 powerful alternatives surprised you the most, or if you or someone you love has already embraced one of these innovative approaches. I sincerely want to hear about your experience and how it unfolded. Your personal story might be precisely what another viewer needs to read and reflect upon today. I will be actively engaging in the comments section, and I look forward to seeing you there.